Well, how is everybody today? William Chambers here. I know it's been probably almost a year since I made a video. There's been a lot going on and a lot of different changes around here. I didn't know if YouTube was really for me, so I was going to kind of throw the towel in, but I thought I'd make a video for anybody that's working on a 7.3 powerstroke. This is my own project here. Owning a diesel pickup is something I've always wanted to do since I was a teenager. So I finally got one. The price was right, but like everything I buy, it needs more work than you think. And I was going to make a video on this truck for people on a budget buying parts off Amazon. And I have nothing against Amazon, but I bought some parts off there, and now I wish I hadn't, because it ended up costing me more than the money I would have saved. So the problem is, on these injectors, this is a 7.3 international engine, but they use the Huey injection system, which are Caterpillar injectors. And inside the cylinders, or inside where the injectors go, are these brass, some people call them sleeves, some people call them cups. And I made the mistake of buying these on Amazon. And what had happened, I've actually got one in there right now. I don't know if you can see it or not. Get the light here. There you can see it. Sits down in those where the injectors go, and the purpose of these brass cups or sleeves is coolant passes around it and keeps the injector cool when it's running. Now what happens over time is these cups will crack, and then you'll end up with diesel fuel in your coolant. But this one wasn't leaking that I know of, but I thought, you know what? I was going to pull the injectors out anyway, so I might as well do them all. So I pulled all the injectors out and put these cups in. And the problem with these cups is they were just a hair smaller. So they didn't sit down in those little grooves tight. And then you use 620 Loctite, the green Loctite, and you go around the outside of those cups, and that's what holds them in there. Well, I wondered when I was putting these ones in, that they didn't seem to go in that hard. And I thought, well, that's strange. I suppose the Loctite's what actually holds them in there, but boy, was I wrong. So I ended up buying a new set of cups from an auto parts store. And the problem is, once you pull those injectors out, you have to put a new seal kit in. Comes with the O-ring and a little copper washer in the end. Everything you need for the outside of the injector. You can see here, there's two O-rings, a flat one, a round one, and a snap ring. And this one, O-ring there, and then your little copper washer there. Once you squash that down, you can't reuse it. At least that's what my knowledge. And so yeah, that's unfortunate. Ended up costing me, with coolant, about $340 on top of what I had already put into it. I'm going to crack open one of these cups here and show you the difference. It's actually noticeable. Put it down here for a second. Look at my hammer if you want. I guess that's what they call dead air time. Alright. It's hard to see in here, but there is a noticeable difference there. Flip it around maybe. Now you can't really notice it on the camera, but there is a difference. Now, I don't think this one's actually made out of brass. If that one sure is. But yeah. So basically, don't make the same mistake I did. I'm not going to do a video on pulling the injectors out and putting them back in. There's all kinds of them on YouTube. Stephen Cox is probably the best one that I've found. He works on a lot of these power strokes. Other than the injectors, I had to put a new water pump, sensor, rat hoses, oil pan, oops, and the oil pan. Now I wondered why this guy was selling this truck so cheap. And I might find out more problems with it, but the oil pan was leaking. And not a little bit either. Like, it's one of those ones where you have to fill it up with oil and check the gas just to move it. So I had to do that. In order to do that, you have to lift the cab. I lifted it about 8 inches, and then you gotta lift the motor 8 inches in order to get the oil pan around the cross member there. Oh yeah, fall on the floor I would. Yeah. Jeez. Shop's a little messy right now, but yeah, you can see how rusty it is. And yet I was gonna take a grinder and cut that little baffle out of there so I can see where the actual hole is, but it's pretty rusty. And these actually, from Ford, don't have gaskets on them. What you have to use is a Motorcraft High Performance RTV silicone, which I put a bead on it anyway, but I did manage to find a gasket for it. And it was a really good gasket. I think that's the actual name of it. Or also, it's about 1/4 of an inch thick, and it comes with the extended studs to make, because you got to compensate for the gasket. Because these didn't come with gaskets, so they even send you the extra long studs to put in, which was great. So hopefully I can get. Hopefully it doesn't leak now. But yeah, so anybody working on these power strokes, do not, I can't stress it enough, unless it's a Motorcraft injector cup, do not buy it on Amazon, because it is a very, very costly mistake. Either right away or in the long run, it could do some serious damage if I hadn't noticed it right away. Well, truck wouldn't actually start, so it didn't really matter, but it just ruined the coolant. Now that's the coolant that come out of it. It's mixed with diesel fuel, so it's garbage now. So I'm gonna flush the cooling system once I get it done, and we'll go from there. I will keep you updated on how this goes. Hope everyone had a happy new year, and thanks for watching.